Welcome to the Professionally Casual Podcast. This is episode 1, and we're just going to do it off the dome, obviously. I don't really know. I actually do have a topic. The main topic is going to be anime, more specifically, solo leveling. Yes. So, I just finished this recently, I want to say 4 days ago as of this recording, which is the 24th of July. So I finished it a while ago, right? And my thoughts initially when I finished it were, it's a pretty solid anime, right? It's not bad. It isn't mind-blowing or anything. But then I thought of it a little bit more. Because, you see, I knew going into this anime, I knew that it was a webtoon, right? Like, I've heard that it was a webtoon, and, the people who really like the webtoon were advocating for an anime adaptation. And I was like, cool, you know what I'm saying? That's cool. Like, a webtoon getting an anime, that's cool. Usually it's manga. There's definitely a couple of webtoons that gotten an anime adaptation. But, this is just another one. And, I also heard that the webtoon's really good. Like, people really, really love the webtoon. So I'm like, cool. If it gets an anime adaptation, that's dope. This is a while ago, a long time ago, obviously before the anime even came out. And then a couple, time went by, announced that it was getting an anime. I'm like, cool, that's dope, Obviously heard great things about the webtoon. People wanted an anime. Now it's getting one. So I was pretty, I wasn't excited, but I was definitely looking forward. I'm like, cool, I'm going to check it out for sure. And then more time passes by. And, and it drops. But I don't really hear anything, right? And I will admit, I don't really keep my ear into the ground with anime things. I'm not up to date with the new releases or rumors and all that. And I love anime. I really do. It's just, if I hear something cool, online, if I see an anime on TikTok, a clip of it, and I'm like, oh, that looks cool, I check it out, blah, blah, blah. That's how I do it. But mainly, I already have a list of anime. So it's not like I'm actively looking for new anime to watch. Because I have a long list. So, I just do that. Right? And, I don't really hear anything until this is a month ago. My friend, one of my homies, he was like, yo, have you heard of Solo Leveling? I'm like, yeah, I've heard of Solo Leveling. I'm like, it has an anime, right? The anime, right? And he's like, yeah. He's like, it's really good. You should check it out. I'm like, oh, really? And he's like, yeah, it's cool. I watched it and it's cool. So he recommended it to me. And then, it clicked. I'm like, damn. I'm like, I haven't heard of Solo Leveling in a while, right? I know it got the adaptation, but that's about it. I haven't heard anything online, but, like I said, I don't really keep up with that. So I'm like, dope. I'm going to check it out. Right? After, I finish up, how I do it. I finish an anime and then I figure out what to watch after, right? So then finish up the anime that I watched, and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch Solo Leveling. Fuck it. 12 episodes. Knock it out real quick, And I started watching it, and it was pretty good. Like I said earlier, it's pretty good. And once I finished it, I was like, yeah, that was decent. But then I thought about it, and I'm like, that was just decent. That's all it was. It was just decent. I'm like, nah, no way, right? That's it. Because when I look back at it, like I said, people really loved the webtoon. People were advocating for it to get an anime adaptation. And then my friend was also like, yo, check it out. It's really good. And then, when I went to go, look it up on the website, because keep it a buck, I'm not paying Crunchyroll or none of that shit. On the website, if you know, the website, it allows you to, review the anime or review episodes. And, the reviews were really good. They were high 8s, low 9s out of 10. This is out of 10, by the way, right? So I'm like, damn. I'm like, this must be a good anime. And then, like I said, I finished that. So then after, I was like, high 8, low 9? Are you, seriously, bro? That was not a high 8, low 9. That, it just wasn't. It just wasn't. In my opinion, it just was not. And then I'm like, hold on. Am I about to say what I think I'm about to say? Is Solo Leveling overrated? I'm like, damn, hold on. Let me do my research. And by research, I let me just see what, online is saying, right? And, on Twitter, aka X or whatever the fuck you call it. If you call it Twitter, call it X, whatever. I'm like seeing people, repost clips of the anime, and there definitely are some great animations on it. So I'm not saying it's it has certain elements that are good, like the fight scenes, the animation was really good, which I thought was really good, right? And then that's about it. And then I seen this one post. It was like 10 out of 10. You know, was all that I expected. I'm like, all that you expected. I'm like, I thought the webtoon was a fucking classic. Like, I heard it was like rated so much, so many times, and it has like almost a 5-star rating. So I'm like, is it all you wanted, or is it just what I'm saying? You finally got the anime adaptation that you wanted from a webtoon, so you're just kind of satisfied with whatever they threw out. But that's what it had on Twitter, right? So I'm like, fuck it, let me check my anime list, right? Because my anime list, like, fucking massive website. If you know, you know what I'm saying. If you know, type shit. But my anime list, like I said, it's like one of the biggest places where people can rate their anime, have their own list or whatever, rate animes, blah, blah. It's pretty massive. So I'm like, let me check there. But right now, I'm actually checking it right now. So I said, let me check there like I did it before. But here we go. Yeah, see, it's ranked 265th out of all animes all time, with what I think it says. It says 387,000 users. I don't know if those are rated or like people who rated it, or just people who, you know what I'm saying, like checked it out. By the way, it's at 8.3. So I'm like 8.3. 8.3. Be for real now. Let me check out Solo Leveling right here. What else? Crunchyroll right here. 4.9 on Crunchyroll. 4.9. 4.9 out of 10. IMDb 8.3 on IMDb. 260,000. Like, I don't know about that. Right? And like, I'm saying all this to make, and I sound like a hater, right? But I'm not a hater, guys. I'm not a hater, right? Like I said, I enjoyed Solo Leveling. It was cool. It was aight. But that was just it. It was just aight. But there are definitely some good things about Solo Leveling. Like, I do think the animation was really good, right? The animation, like I said earlier, people were posting the fight scenes. And yeah, the animation, the fight scenes were fire, right? They were interesting. They were cool. They were well coordinated. There was also some Easter eggs in there, like a Easter egg, or you know what I'm saying? And I also think the character design was really cool. We'll get to that in a bit later, right? The character design, the enemy design was super cool. Like the, I don't know, spoilers, I guess, right? Like the statue was really cool. I think that was really cool. With the little grin or whatever, that shit was scary. When I first saw that, I'm like, ooh. Like the first episode got me hooked low key. That was pretty scary. But other than that, it's like, one of my biggest gripe with the with Solo Leveling is, honestly, I'm gonna have to say the subplots. Like, if it wasn't the main, I don't even remember the main character's name. That's how like mid it was. It was so mid that I don't remember no character name. Keep it a buck. But the subplots, like if the main character wasn't on the screen, I was bored as hell, right? Like, if you didn't see the subplot, like the subplot was so like boring and like uninteresting, and like usually the subplot kind of has to do a little bit with the main plot of the story, but most of the time, like, if the subplot was not there, literally it wouldn't have changed anything. I wouldn't have been lost. I would have been perfectly on track. And then there's a subplot with the, if you don't know what I'm talking about, with the main character's sister's friend. Like, she was on screen for like more than she should have, or at least like more than really mattered, more than it mattered, because she was on screen for the subplot, and that shit went nowhere, And I mean, it is a webtoon, so maybe it's gonna go somewhere eventually, right? But for the first 12, it's like, who gives a fuck, right? Like, I don't give a fuck if she's there. But that was my biggest gripe, was the subplot. Like, you can have good subplots. I'm not saying subplots are bad, but they just, like, like, it was a good amount of subplot. And I was just bored every time. I'm like, man, get to the next fight type shit. And I think that's, for me, that's when, like, an anime is, like, you know, kind of mid, whenever it's like I only care about the fights. Like, I literally only cared about the fights. Like, that's it. Like, if they weren't really fighting, I was kind of bored. Maybe that's just me. No, that's not just me. Actually, that's not just me, because I do like a good story. But yeah. Oh, and another thing. This is a big thing right here, bro. When, yeah, this is spoilers, right? So if you want to skip, skip. If not, whatever. Spoilers. When when I think his name was, I don't even know the main character's name, bro. Like, I try to remember. It's just I'm drawing a blank. But the main character, right? His main thing, he's weak as hell. Then he gets powers, right? That's the main thing. Pretty basic, right? Concept used over and over again, you know. Um, and usually, when a character, or the main character gets, or a weak character gets power, they go in a couple of directions, right? It's either it's either one, like kind of like Deku, right? They get the power, but then they gotta work for that power, right? Like, Deku has nothing, and then he's working towards getting better using said power, because now he has power, and he has to climb up the ranks technically. Like, he's damn, I don't even know how to explain it, but you get what I mean if you've seen it. Or it's like a trope where they get power, and then they get superpower, and then they become badass like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they get power, they're weak as shit, and then next thing you know, they become badass, powerful dude. And I get that. And that's kind of what Solo Leveling was leaning towards. Like, they gave him power, and then he was gonna become a badass, right? Because in the story, he's one of the weakest rank hunters, right? That's the thing, they're hunters, right? And he was the E rank, which is the lowest rank, and people would call him the weakest hunter in all of mankind, or blah blah blah. And now he got this power, right? So now he's gonna be OP as fuck. He was gonna go crazy and all that. And they did do that, but, like, just the way they did it, because in the beginning, in the first episodes, he started off as, weak as hell or whatever, but he was so shy and timid, and, like, didn't really speak up. He would, just let others walk over him and all that. And, like, his look too as well. Like, he had long hair. He looked, like, kind of girlish. You know what I'm saying? He was pretty like, scrawny, because he's the weakest or whatever. And then next thing you know, I don't even know what episode. I don't even know specifically, but he finally got the power or whatever, and then he started building up. And next thing you know, that motherfucker, he's like a fucking Giga Chad, right? Like, his fucking sharp ass jawline. He has shorter hair. He looks like a fucking man. He's jacked. He's cool as fuck. He's nonchalant as shit, right? Like, he doesn't like, he's still quiet, but in not like a, oh, that motherfucker's a loser type of quiet. That motherfucker's a loser type of quiet. He's a quiet as in, holy shit, yo, that motherfucker's not to be messed with. Look at him. He's nonchalant. That type of quiet, right? And I just hate how they did it. Like, because there was no build up. It's like, there was no build up. There was no explanation as to how he changed personalities in literally not even like an episode, right? Like, it wasn't in between episode. No, it was like one episode he's timid, next Giga Chad. It's like, what do you mean, bruh? What do you mean, bruh? And I just hate how they did that, right? Because it threw me off. Like I said, like the Deku route, where he was like, yeah, Deku was, shy, not shy, but he was like, a weakling, right? And he would have his personality where he would want to be number one hero, and he was like, you know, sacrifice himself for the greater good, and then he would let people step over him, and when he got the power, he would do it here and there, right? Like, he would still have the same personality, except he would be a little bit more confident. Nah, not this motherfucker. This motherfucker, shy, timid, Giga Chad. I just hated that part. It made me so confused. Cause I'm like, what? But I don't know. Like, overall, like I said, it's overrated. People gave it such a high rating, and honestly, it's just like, and the thing is too, it got confirmed for a season 2. Like, this motherfucker already got a season 2. I'm like, seriously? Season 2 already? Like it just came out, but it got a season 2 because, like I said, the ratings were really really good. They were really good ratings. So I'm like, damn. I guess I don't know what I'm missing out. Like, am I missing out? Like, what am I not seeing? And I think I don't know. Like I said, bro, I think most people who rate it highly are just people who love the webtoon and are just kind of coping. And I know that makes me sound like a hater, but I'll hate all I want. It's just so average. Like, I give that whole honestly like a pretty like a 6. Like, it's all right. Like, my rating, like when I say mid is 5, like I genuinely mean 5 is the middle. Like, that's middle. Like, it's whatever. I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's whatever. And I rate it just a little bit above that, right? Like a 6, because like I said, the animation is really good. I think the concept is pretty cool, right? I like the concept. It's been done before, but I like the concept. So the execution was a little different. I do like some of the side characters. The side characters were really cool. It's like, not really cool. I wouldn't say really cool, but they were pretty good, right? Like, they were pretty interesting. Some of them had some complexity to them, unlike the main character. I kind of hate the main character. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, usually when you see, or when I watch an anime that has like a weak character, or someone not as strong as the other people in his world, like, it makes you want to root for them, right? Like, like you want to see them succeed and want to see them grow. But with this one, I'm like, I don't care, bruh. And usually when they do that, when they do try to make you care for a character, they usually have something that they strive for or fight for, right? Like Deku, like I said, he wants to be the greatest hero in the world. He wants to save people, or another example of someone getting power, let's say like Aaron Yeager, right? Kinda, like, he did get power, but his thing is he wants to destroy the Titans. He wants to see what freedom is like because he's tired of being behind these walls, the walls or whatever. And I think those are done really well, right? Because they have a goal in mind, and you as a viewer want to watch them succeed in those goals because their goals are pretty admirable, right? Like, Deku wants to save the world, right? He grew up watching his hero and he just wants to help people. Aaron Yeager, he's very poor, and he saw his mother die, and he wants to protect his friends, and see what life is like outside the walls because he feels it trapped and all that. And that's cool. That's great. That's amazing. That's admirable. But the only thing that this motherfucker has going for him is like the main character in Solo Leveling, that's what I'm talking about. It's like his mom is like hospitalized or something, or she's in a coma or something. But it's like they made it seem as that's like his second goal, right? Like, yeah, my mom's in a coma, and I could, and like being a hunter or whatever, making a living as a hunter, I could, help pay the bills for her, and take care of his little sister, right? Because him and his little sister are by themselves now because his mom's in the hospital in a coma, and he has to do everything because he's the adult, and like that's all like second, what I'm saying, yeah, that's cool, whatever. My mom's in a coma and I have to take care of my sister and make sure she gets through school and doesn't starve, whatever. That's second. The first thing I want to do is get strong. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to beat some ass. Like, they pushed it so hard for him to want to be strong as hell, which I get, obviously, right? If I'm the weakest fucking dude in the world and now I get a chance to become stronger, I'm taking that. But like, I don't root for him. Like, okay, like, you want to get strong, cool, but I don't really care. Like, I want to see you fight. Get stronger so you can fight, but I don't want to see you achieve your goals. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm not emotionally attached to this character. That's the biggest thing, because Deku, like I said, Aaron Yeager, you can emotionally attach to these characters, but in Solo Leveling, I don't really care about the guy, bruh. I don't. All he wants to do is get stronger. Cool, sure, whatever. And like, he does it so easily that it's like not even like, there's definitely some hardships in there in the anime. Like, he has some hardships, but like, it's it's so averagely made. Everything he does is so so mid. It's like anime that I throw on. It's literally like the epitome of a 12 episode anime, right? I see it for 12 episodes, Don't remember a single thing about the anime after I watch it. Don't remember a character, barely remember the plot, and then I move on with my life. I watched the 12, move on with my life, But I got a second season, so with that being said, I like I said, I am the second season that's coming out that got confirmed. I am gonna watch it just because I do kind of want to see where it goes. Like I said, the animation was cool, but it's definitely gonna be on the longer list. Like if this comes out, I'm definitely gonna watch a lot of things before I get to it. Like eventually I'm gonna be like, you know what? Let me check out season 2. You know what I'm saying? Like let me check out season 2. Maybe I was bugging on it being overrated. But yeah, that's kind of how I feel about Solo Leveling. I think that's gonna be it for this episode. Um, you know, 20 minutes. Been recording for 20 minutes. Not too long, not too short. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Um, I don't only talk about anime. I'm gonna talk about a lot of other things. If you guys stay tuned, I consume a lot of media. I'm Gen Z type shit, so I obviously watch a lot of things, listen to a lot of things, and I yap a lot. This episode's a little short just because I'm kind of busy throughout my day, but I'll definitely try to make them longer because I got a lot of stuff to say. Hey, I like talking. So, hope you guys enjoy. Subscribe, follow the TikTok. Peace.